This is a tiger shark, and they are known as the garbage cans of the sea, and I'll tell you a few things that have been found in their stomachs. One of the things that is mainly found in shark stomachs, aside from just regular things that they should be eating, are tires, and specifically found in tiger shark stomachs. But there also has been a pair of drums like this, not necessarily that big, but like that was covered in animal skin that was found in a tiger shark's stomach. License plates are another big thing that are found in tiger shark stomachs. Scientists believe that under the water, the reflection of metal looks like a fish, so that's why they eat it. A bag of money and boat cushions have also been found in the stomachs of tiger sharks. An expensive fur coat has also been found in a tiger shark's stomach. And probably one of the most weirdest things that have been found in a shark's stomach, let alone a tiger shark's stomach, has been a chicken coop with the chicken still inside. This is a tiger shark, and
Yo, tiger sharks remind me of snakes, man. The big ones that are able to, like, open their mouth, extend their jaws, and, like, go over top of things. Certain snakes just don't care, bro. They'll try to eat anything. I've seen them pictures where they try to eat, like, porcupines, and stuff be sticking out of their body. Pretty much done killed them trying to eat it. Or they've eaten something and realized, okay, this ain't a move. I shouldn't be eating this, and then have to regurgitate it back out. Like, sharks are, that sounds similar to that. Sheesh, bro. Money, a bag of money? They just don't care. So, no, I'm not going swimming with no sharks, period. I don't care if it is an excursion.
I bet you didn't know what these divers found in the Great Blue Hole. It's a sinkhole off the coast of Belize. It's so deep that there's zero oxygen at the bottom. It can't sustain any sort of life. But that didn't stop a group of divers from exploring it. Down at the very deep bottom, the divers had found a cave. It was one of the only ones that was down there that was still explorable. The further they went into the cave, the darker it was. They had to use their flashlights sparingly, because underwater flashlights don't have the best battery life. So they swam and swam deeper into the cave, when suddenly they kept running into something. They couldn't figure out exactly what it was. One diver decided he would flick on his lights just to see. What they found was horrifying. It was a group of bodies chained together. Immediately, the divers were like, we gotta go. So they hurried back the way they came. Now, they were able to come to a conclusion how they got there. A team of divers had gone missing while exploring the Great Blue Hole. And remember what I said about the underwater flashlights? They probably ran out of power with their flashlights and weren't able to see the way out. So they all slowly suffocated in the dark cave. The divers weren't able to retrieve the bodies, but they were able to contact authorities to let them know they were down there. Talk about absolute nightmare fuel. I bet you didn't know what these...
She said there's no air down there. Like, could we breathe down there if it was? We're underwater. She tripped me out with that one, though. But I don't know, and I need somebody in Belize or somebody from Belize. If we got some of them in the family, man, y'all let us know. Is this story true? Very, very interesting and entertaining, by the way. But can somebody confirm that? That's true. That's crazy. That's crazy. Why would they use like one of those Titan submersibles and go down there? Why try to swim and flashlights and all that? You know, not the Titan submersible. Let me clarify that. One of the ones that have been proven that people use, not a new one that people are just trying out for the first time with a video game controller. Let me clarify that.
Researchers analyzed seismic waves created by earthquakes as they pass through the planet along similar paths since the 1960s, and they found the inner core's rotation stopped between 2009 and 2020 and may have even reversed direction. The researchers believe such a reversal generally takes place every 7 decades, give or take. One expert not involved in the study notes that some scientists theorize that the inner core changes its rotation at shorter levels.
Felt like something was shifting under your feet. It was.
Researchers say we're likely experiencing a big change in the Earth's core.
Yeah, okay, so this is not cataclysmic, so everybody, it's okay, we don't have to overreact, but the Earth's solid inner core rotation has slowed down, and likely it's starting to reverse course. I know that sounds like a sci-fi movie,
yeah.
But so the inner core is like a giant iron marble, kind of floating inside the outer core, which is a sea of molten iron and nickel. And we can't really monitor exactly what's happening in the inner core because, well, it's so deep, but we believe believe this change happens once every 70 years. The researchers studied seismic wave activity since the 1960s, and that's led to the belief in the slowdown and this rotational switch. Now, there's no reason to fear, as I said, not the end of the world. At best, this could lead to our days being shortened by just like a millisecond, and the movement of the magnetic North Pole might shift just very, very slightly. You wouldn't even notice the difference if I hadn't told you.
So you're saying we don't have to do math or anything?
You don't have to do math. You don't have to do anything.
That was
just
my
know
concern.
that the big marble inside is moving around.
Scott Withers always with the latest information.
Researchers analyze seismic waves.
So what does that mean for the people who believe that there's an ice wall? You know what I mean? If it stops, do we hit, run into, fall over, go over? What happens with the quote unquote ice wall? Not trying to make fun of nobody, just asking a question, posing to the people that believe in the ice wall. Now, if the Earth's core stops, what does that mean for us? Is that detrimental to us? I would think so, right? But that's just me speculating based off of information that I've heard in the past. You know what I mean? But I don't know that to be true. It's all theory in a sense. So what do y'all think? If the Earth's core stops and then reverses, what does that change? How does that affect us? Do we go extinct? Could that wipe us out? Like, what is that? Like, they were all laughing and joking about it, but I'm thinking seriously. Like, I never really thought about the core stopping. So now that's in my brain, I'm like, okay, what could come of that?
What the f is that? What the hell is that?
I don't know.
I'm wondering if it's a sleeper shark. Is it alive?
Is it asking for help?
I don't have my full put on. What is that? Oh god, I don't know.
Is it trapped?
What is that? It's a shark. It's a shark.
Oh man, I think he hurt.
I'm feeling you didn't care about keeping it alive. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
It's gone. It's done. Down. No, there's still a lot of pressure.
Okay, so that's what it was. It was a shark in need of help. Listen, I don't blame them for being, you know what I mean, cautious, because I would be too, bro. I just saw a video the other day. This dude was trying to pull a shark out of the water, and I guess he thought it was either stunned or dead or whatever, but when he went to pull it out the water after he had kind of caught it, it kind of just woke up and turned and it bit his finger off. Like, I'm like, fam, I was sitting here cringing so bad. So I don't blame people for being cautious, even in an animal in need. Who's to say when that animal is free that he's gonna repay you with love and thank yous and all of that stuff like that? What if he don't? What if he turned? You know what I'm saying? So, but it looked to be a shark that just in need of some help. That would have made me nervous too, man. I was sitting here looking at them like, y'all are way too close to the water, fam. And that shark looks huge. Hope he's friendly. I don't know, that looked kind of CGI-ish to me a little bit. You know what I mean? That looked like a pretty well, but not well enough to where we could say, you know, that was edited pretty well. No, that looked like mediocre editing, CGI editing, to say the least.
This is everything that happened on the news today, but it's going to be simplified in 60 seconds. Scientists have just discovered a new ocean forming as Africa begins to split. So basically, literally just like the title says, Africa is splitting and an ocean is forming where the crack is. It looks like this. People are blown away by this extremely tiny detail in Michelangelo's sculpture of Moses. Basically, it's this little muscle in your arm right here that only retracts whenever you move your pinky. It's not that big of a deal. Astronomers have just detected a radio signal that took 8 billion years to reach Earth. There's a whole video about this on my page if you want to go watch. Scientists have finally decrypted the mysterious signal sent to Earth for 2 decades from this hell planet. Also, there's a whole video on my page if you want to go look. This fish with vicious teeth from 3,000 feet below the ocean washed up on the shore in California. This is literally just an anglerfish, but they're very rare to be washed up because usually they get eaten before they get there. Scientists just accidentally discovered a new organ in the human body. This one's really crazy, but it's just an organ that's like right below your nose, right here where that arrow is pointing. And they discovered that this organ is used to like moisten your throat and like nasal cavity, I guess. This thief right here pretended to be a mannequin to steal jewelry. So basically after the jewelry store closed, he just pretended to be a mannequin so that he can hack all the jewelry, and it didn't work. He got caught. I do these daily roundups every single day so you guys can get all this information without having to go watch the news. So make sure you hit the plus and add me to come back tomorrow. This is...
So you mean to tell me all these years that they've dissected and studied the human body and everything like that? You know what I mean? When I was in EMT school, we had to go over the human body, knowing the bones and everything like that, right? Had to learn all of that stuff. And we're just now discovering something here? Did we just start developing these, or have they been there the whole time? Because if they've been there the whole time, how did we miss it? How do we miss it? Then you got a dude standing as a mannequin. He deserves to go to jail, bro. You really thought you was gonna get that off? You really thought that? Standing, you gotta stop watching movies, man. People gotta stop doing things they see people do in movies. Seriously.
And on another episode of Dang, Nicole, for real? Scientists discovered leak in the bottom of the ocean. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. 12:59 p.m. in futurism. Let's get it. It may be more likely than ever that the next earth-shattering quake is going to happen in the Pacific Northwest thanks to the hole at the bottom of the sea. In a press release about new research, researchers at the University of Washington said that a bizarre seabed hole off the coast of Oregon is located on the top of the Casada subduction zone fault, and because it's leaking, they worry it could spell disaster. We told you guys that the pits were being opened and these ancient strong men were being released, but I digress. Named Pythas Oasis, that's not a coincidence, Pythias Oasis, word search that, after an oracle who hallucinated prophecies while sitting on a hot spring. This lowly, salty, mineral-rich spring located on the Pacific Northwest seafloor has fascinated scientists since it was discovered back in 2015. Look at what's happened on the Earth from 2015 till now, but I digress. Now the old school's new research published earlier this year in the journal Science Advances suggests that the almost fresh water leaking out of it may be a sort of tectonic lubricant, and without it, the plate on which it sits could be in danger of shifting in a big way. So it's the lubricant that's keeping that plate from shifting, and it's been leaking out, and they've been watching it since 2015. While on an unrelated trip out near the Strange Spring, which is about 50 miles off the PNW coast, researchers discovered something odd in their sonar. Unexpected plumes of bubbles about 3/4 of a mile beneath the ocean surface, the press release noted. Using the seafloor robot, the UW team learned that the bubbles were just a minor component of the warm, chemically distinct fluid gushing from the seafloor sediment. They explored it in that direction, and they saw was not just methane bubbles, but water coming out of the seafloor like a fire hose. Even Solomon, a UW associate professor in oceanography and seafloor geologist specialist, said in the school statement, "That's something I've never seen and to my knowledge has never been observed before." The time of times we're in Revelation. I was in my car today just listening to it audibly from Revelation 1 on. I advise everyone to start doing that. I was weeping. Later expeditions to the spring, which was first discovered by a graduate in the current White House policy advisor, he's a White House policy advisor right now, Brendan Phillips, revealed that the researchers that the strange fluid shooting out is warmer than the water surrounding it. The more you know. Keep paying attention. That water's leaking out, then plate shift, it's going down.
Would y'all have known this? See, I feel like we have to come to these platforms to get our information. You know what I mean? Because the news is so wrapped up in, you know what I mean, campaign controversy instead of actual campaign information of what these candidates are going to do. They're wrapped up in things going on overseas, the wars and different things like that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this type of stuff, which is needed, falls through the cracks. We need to know. I live on the coast. So if something happens in the water near my area, I would like to, you know, have the ability to prepare, plan, and have something in place just in case we get evacuation. We need to go far inland. You know what I mean? I know I'm in Atlanta. I'm already a little bit, but might not be far enough. So I'm like, man, this type of stuff and this type of information we need. Like, I want to know if that's possible that we could very well have an earthquake generator that creates a tsunami that could spell disaster for the East Coast. Like, this type of stuff that I worry about and that scares me. This type of stuff that'll keep you up all night. Y'all saw the boat down in Nassau that the people were on? It looked like an excursion, like they were on a cruise, and they left the cruise, they poured it somewhere and went on an excursion, and they were all on that boat and it started to sink. Have y'all seen that video floating around of all those people? Imagine getting in that water and then all of a sudden seeing something like this swim up beside you, bro. Holy. This thing, because it comes off, those squid, they come off as looking so innocent. Like if you came up to it, it would just dart away and swim away from you scared, squirt some ink and just go off into the water. But no, bro. No. Something like that? Wow. I'd be, it wouldn't want to eat me, bro. It wouldn't want, it'd be smelling, it'd be eating a lot of, you know what? I'd be stank. I'd be super stank, bro. That thing roll up.
If one day you hear this sound in the sea, if one day you hear this sound in the sea, advice, run away. No, it's not the sound of a whale. Let me explain what you just heard. Experts call it the bloop. It's one of the 6 strangest recordings retrieved by scientists in the Pacific Ocean. But it's also the one that disturbs researchers the most because they...
But if I'm in the ocean, how can I run away or get away fast? I mean, if I'm in the ocean and I hear that and it's close, it got me. It got me. The heck is that? No. That better be a fake image, bro. But for some strange reason, I believe it's stuff down there like that. Like that. But I think it's lower in those dark depths where they ain't really got to worry. You know what I mean? They figured out a way to build something that will withstand the pressure. Yeah, I think it's stuff like that down there.
12,000-year-old walrus skull. In 2017, a professor named Mike Rittell stumbled upon an astonishing discovery near the Arctic waters. An old walrus skull adorned with a Bates ski team hat. This peculiar discovery had its origins in 1993 when Rittell and a student were reconstructing historical sea levels on Cornwallis Island. What's more, during their data collection, they stumbled upon not just the walrus skull, but also 2 bowhead whale skulls. The skulls revealed the last moments of the ocean creatures, revealing that the whales journeyed inland, about 3 miles from the shoreline, before it perished. Through this discovery, Rittell hopes to learn more about the life that once existed in the unforgiving and icy waters of the Arctic. Number 3. The Piano Man. Imagine walking along the beach and finding a strange man in a suit. When you went and asked the man for his name, he claimed that he couldn't remember his identity. This is pretty much the story of the Piano Man. The bizarre case of the Piano Man unfolded on the Isle of Sheppey in Kent, England. A young man from Bavaria was discovered soaking wet and silent, dressed in a suit devoid of identification. Police found him near McDonald's in Sheerness, sparking a media frenzy to uncover his identity. This enigmatic figure, known as Piano Man, had no voice, but communicated through music. His incredible piano skills and ability to play complex compositions left everyone in awe.
I did not think that's where they were going with that. I thought this was about to be some type of horrific story that ended up in somebody possibly losing their life, something gory, something like that. But it's not every day you see somebody struggling on the side of the beach or something like that, and you help them out and they communicate through piano. Interesting.
He became a subject of intense speculation, with various theories about his origins circulating. Despite numerous attempts to break his silence, it wasn't until August that he finally spoke. He revealed that he had traveled from Paris to England. His family in Bavaria rejoiced at his return, and the mystery of the Piano Man gradually faded from the public eye. However, his story remains remembered by many to this day. Number 2.
Sheesh.
19th century shipwreck. In 2022, after natural disasters struck along Florida's eastern shore, a bizarre object emerged from the sand. Initially, no one knew what the mysterious object could be until it was revealed to be the remnants of a 19th century shipwreck. It's incredible to think that a piece of history lay hidden beneath the coastal sands for so long without completely decaying. Experts immediately went to the site to excavate the object. Using shovels, trowels, and their expertise, they carefully examined the wreckage, which measured an impressive 80 to 100 feet in length. Archaeologists believe that the initial exposed part of the wreck was its rib or frame. Experts claim that in the 1800s, this ship was used frequently to carry valuable cargo. As much as archaeologists wanted to extract the wreck, it was incredibly costly to do so, and removing it from the sand would not only mean a lot of money and manpower, but also endanger its preservation. But even without the proper removal and restoration of the wreck, many around the area gathered to witness and see the historical wreck firsthand. And now it's time for today's topic. Scientists' terrifying new discovery on the beach changes everything. A scientist who was also a frequent beachgoer stumbled upon a bizarre find, a massive serpentine creature lurking in the shadows. What's bizarre is that the creature had a protective covering, something that wasn't previously observed in other sea creatures. After trying to get closer to the creature, the man quickly went to call for aid to pull the massive creature ashore, but when they returned to the location, the creature was nowhere to be found. Again, this reminds us that our oceans are vast and largely uncharted. Who knows what else is lurking beneath the surface?
And that right there, if that's real, that is another reason why I'm not ever getting back into the ocean or going to the beach and getting in the water. I'm not doing it. I'm not, fam. I'm not. If something like that can swim that close up and get to the edge and then come upon shore like that, you can find that on the sand. No, I don't need to be out there swimming and something like that swim up to me. My heart couldn't take that. Absolutely not.
Maybe there are more of these strange, elusive creatures waiting to be discovered. Any theories as to what this serpentine creature might have been?
Nope.
An oarfish? A massive sea snake? Or something more monstrous? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Whatever it is, it's a lesson to me and to others to stay out of the water.
It's down below. Number 1. Fake dragon skull. If you take a look at this skull, what's the creature that first comes into your mind? If you said dragon, then you have the same sentiments as the majority of the people who have seen this skull. This unbelievable discovery was shared on Reddit. It was allegedly found by a walker on Bridlington Beach in Yorkshire, United Kingdom. The skull's appearance is so peculiar that it wouldn't be out of place in a mythical world. It features 2 pointed horns at the top and a long snout at the bottom. Not to mention,
it's kind of like a gator, right? A crocodile or something.
The ridges where you would expect a mythical creature's eyes to be. Now the big question is, what creature could this skull possibly belong to? Well, it's safe to say that the theories are as unbelievable as this thing itself. Some speculate it could be a dragon skull, with users even suggesting that the holes on top are for venting hot gases to prevent its head from exploding. Well, someone studied dragonology after their D&D sessions. Others claim that the skull might have belonged to a wyvern. However, others argue that perhaps this skull is actually a gull pelvis. I know that that's the least exciting theory out of all these presented, but, well, I hate to break it to you, but as boring as it is, this quote-unquote skull really does look similar to a gull's pelvis. If you aren't convinced, you can search it up. But hey, anything is possible, and who knows? This just might be the skull of a previously unknown species that resembles the mythical dragon so greatly. Which of these discoveries did you find the strangest? Let me know your...
Looks to me like a alligator or crocodile skull. You know what I mean? Which is another reason for me to stay out of the water at the beach. Stay out of the ocean. That's just another reason more. Just another reason for me to stay out. I don't need to be there. I had my fun when I was younger. Swam enough for the both of us, or however many of y'all are out there. I swim enough. Listen, man, if y'all choose to continue to go out there, that's up to y'all. I just present you with the information. You choose to do what you see fit with it. I ain't going out there. Listen, man, y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what you thought of this video and stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone. Peace.